What is up, everybody? Welcome to Correct Me If I'm Wrong. This is Devin. And to my left, I have my first co-host, Pollo.
What is going on, world? This is your boy Pollo, aka Young Professional. To my left, I've got Jesus.
What's up, guys? My name is Jesus. We're at it again. To my left, I got my boy PD Patrick.
Yo, what?
With all the studies that are going on in the world and in the world of football, especially with concussions, how do you feel that people are going to start treating these, a little bit more hesitant, especially if you got kids that are going to be thinking about going into some kind of recreational sport, whether it be junior high, high school, even college ball. That's what we want to, kind of talk about today. Me personally, I'm a stepdad of two. I got a 7-year-old and I got a 12-year-old. The 12-year-old loves football. Am I going to be hesitant because of the whole talk about concussions in school and yes, I'm always going to be hesitant because their safety is what matters. But I also feel like I'm not going to take away from him to enjoy a sport or enjoy an activity that he can thrive in.
So to fill in on some background information, there's been a lot of studies on CTs and concussions and having such a long-term effect, and they're finding it in younger and younger individuals, some certain signs. So it is kind of, nerve-wracking to see that something like that isn't what we're considering a professional football player that's played in the league 15 years and then did, 4 years of college and then did another, 5 or 6 years in his teenage, lifespan. We're seeing it at a younger age. It's not something that we thought was going to come so much farther in life. So there is a lot of hesitation that people are doing across the country people are keeping their children out of football because of that reason. But I actually just read a study not too long ago as well that they're saying there's so many other factors that could result in this, right? It's new. It's a new thing that we've kind of been looking into. So there's so many other factors. So to say that football is the prime and only thing that's affecting this and that can make this happen is just kind of a one-sided viewpoint.
What's one of the other factors?
It could be genetic. Could come from your parents as far as how they took, genetic issues. It could be drug use that your parents possibly could have had. It could have been traumatic experiences you had as a child. It could be simply as swinging and, you fell off the swing and you fell. There's so many things that could happen between, you're being born to by the time you're actually getting checked, your brain scan at late 20s. Yeah. That's completely different. Wrestling, there's so many different areas I could go, but because football is such a huge thing that we have in our culture, that's kind of what's being the targeted. But I do feel like NFL is doing a great job at handling it. They have the concussion protocols.
Yes.
They're looking at new equipment. Mm-hmm. It's something that's not hidden anymore, so I think they're kind of attacking it straight on.
Yeah, it used to be back in the day when, like in the 70s or 80s, if someone got knocked out, like someone was laying on the ground and not moving, they get them out of the game, say, "Hey, you okay? How you feeling?" Say, "I'm good. Let me go back in." It was easy just to go back into the game. Now, since the stories about concussions have become more serious, it's out there more. Now it's taken more seriously, as in your concussion protocol, where you're out for basically the rest of the game. So you're right. The NFL is taking this more seriously. But if I was a parent, which I'm not, I love football, okay? I was a shy kid back when I was younger. And the one thing that got me out of my shell was football. I got to be part of a team. I got to learn, discipline. You need to do this in order to play. It gave me motivation. And I don't want to take that away from my son. Even though you could do that with any other sports, any other activity. But if my son, or even my daughter, because there were some girls that played football when I was in junior high. They say, "Hey, Dad, I want to play football." I say, "Sure, we're going to play football." Now, if he wants to continue it after that first year, and want to continue it to college, then I'll support him. But I am going to tell him, like, "Hey, it's a risk. It's very risky to play football nowadays. You need to be careful of your health."
So you think someone, going off of that, someone as young that would start in football, you as the parent, yeah, you can tell the kid, as much risk as you want,
Right.
but do you think there's a certain point where you're making that decision? Like, I know you're saying that it's all up
Yeah.
to the child, but the child's not going to understand the risk. We can sit here and show the child every graph in the world, but there's no way you're going to get a sixth grader to realize the risk that's going to come out later when they're 30 to 40 years old. So it really comes down to you. It's not telling your child the risk.
You're the one signing the waivers.
You're the one basically saying when your child is 30, 40 years old, he may have to live with this because of the decision you made specifically.
If it goes to the point where it's really, really, really bad, like the point where he can't play football anymore, like it's out of his hand, then yeah, I'll take him out of football. But if he wants to continue it, I'll let him keep playing if he's still healthy enough.
Being able to see brain damage and something like that's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Like you won't know what is too far. What do you think? Here's another solution people have said is starting them as far as like the actual physical contact later on. Like maybe not starting like tackle football until high school years. Because they start tackle football now in 5th, 6th grade. One of the solutions is push that farther up. They can still learn the game of football, still learn everything they need, but stop that head-to-head contact until later on in life. What do you think about that solution?
I don't think that's to me. Personally, I don't think that's a valid solution. I mean, I think that 5th and 6th grade, maybe push, flag, whatever it is that you do. 7th and 8th grade, when they're going into like a little bit more when the testosterone starts to flow a little bit. Sometimes that tackle football can be an actual outlet for the kid because I've seen it happen where kids have anger issues and what they do because they don't have a sport like that to let that anger out. I don't think that's a valid, safer solution as far as starting off, way early, like not wait till high school because 7th and 8th grade you're still in junior high. High school. I feel like if they start doing that in high school, when you're really in junior high, your coordination isn't that good. That way, by the time you get into high school, your coordination is way better. So you're actually better at being able to take hits and do hits to not cause that physical damage. I mean, it's like you can't, you know that driving a vehicle, you can go down the street and get hit by anybody. Does that mean that you then push that kid not to get his license at 18 but at 21?
I think the argument is that football is something that can be avoided rather than driving. I can't, I mean, in theory, I can keep you from getting a license, but inevitably, you're going to have to get your license. But you could just not play football, and you would grow up to be fine. Because I get the great things that come from football. I get it, but it's not a necessity in life, like you're saying, where it's you still have to take in the risks.
Right.
And if you do wait until high school, I do think you give that 3 to 4 years of skull development and muscle development to kind of occur to maybe be able to slow down the risks. It's hard because again, we don't really know when the brain damage is occurring. Like, is it occurring in high school? Is it occurring in college? Is it occurring later on? We don't know that yet. So that's what makes it incredibly hard.
As a parent, if that were to occur, let's say it is 7th grade, he gets hit a wrong way and he gets a concussion. Yes, I'm going to ask him, hey, how do you feel? But I feel like there's parents that are so motivated to see their kids succeed that they're going to be like, suck it up, get your butt back in that game, da, 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 da. And that's when, as a parent, like Jesus says, that's when it comes down to you. Like, do I want to put my kid through this?
Are you talking about like when they're younger? Like
yeah, when they're younger.
Okay, like 5th to 6th grade, not
Yeah.
like junior high. Because junior high and high school, I think if you get a concussion, it doesn't matter what the parent says. The trainer will take you out.
Yeah.
So
Well, yes and no, because I've read stories where, unfortunately, in the United States, and especially in Texas,
yeah,
football is life for some people. You have these parents that wanted to make it, and they want to motivate because they didn't make it. They want their kids to make it, and they're gonna tell. I feel like they're still gonna be like, no, you tell that coach that you're fine, and you're gonna get your butt back in there. Not really weighing out the consequences sometimes, because they want to see their kids succeed at something that they didn't succeed. The trainer is so focused on winning that he is willing to sacrifice that. And that point, I feel like that person shouldn't be in that position.
I do think those are very rare circumstances. I don't think in our average or since we're talking about young age, I don't think in our average peewee the coach is going to force this child who probably, isn't a game changer back into the game to risk his health. So, do they even, when you're in peewee football, do they even have like championships, or is it just kind of you're just playing just to play,
Well,
aren't
like,
you?
Well, like when I first played was 6th grade, and yeah, they had a championship. It was called Super Bowl, but we never made it. But yeah, they do have a Super Bowl at the end of the year.
Okay, so then coming from experience from you,
Mm-hmm.
how intense are the coaches? Where do you think they're going to risk a child's health to just be like, nope, go in, we need this championship?
No, I don't think they're gonna risk it. I definitely don't think they're gonna risk it, especially now.
Yeah, I agree. I think people are very knowledgeable of this situation. We do love football, and I do 100% see the things that come from football, the stories that we hear, the success stories that we hear that come from football. There's an NFL player that he said that football gave him an opportunity at life to be able to go through and do amazing things. So it does have an amazing things, but it's good to be knowledgeable in these certain. So as always,
Stay fresh.
Stay hungry.
Stay driven.
and stay humble.